Here we go. Yeah. Hey. Yeah. You know what I mean? Welcome back. You heard? Hey, beat you here right now is Master Ace. Acknowledge. Alright? Acknowledge the rep. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Alright, very funky beat. Alright. Again, look him up. Master Ace. Acknowledge. Alright? Gonna get right into it. 3, 2, 1, and go. Hey. Alright. Hey, look. Let me adjust the camera real quick, man. Bring it up just a tiny bit. All right, there we go. Hey, look, again, welcome back. I.S.C.S.D.R, Independent Sovereign City State, Democrat Republic here, giving to you live. All right, giving to you what's real with no games. Make sense? Again, we typically do 3 topics here. All right, political, social, scientific. Okay, 3 topics here. Okay. Just so you can know, again, this is for me to be able to obtain information and regurgitate said information to those sovereignites that are listening. The reason why I call y'all sovereignites, independent sovereignites, is because you have an independent mind. You're not necessarily following what everyone else is doing. You are an innovator. You are a game changer. Okay. If you are a follower, you're following someone that's innovative, or you're following someone that is a game changer. All right. So you're necessarily not a sheep. You're just part of a innovative crew of people. Now, it's different if you're a traditionalist sheep. If you're someone that's just following something that's been done for 20, 30 years out of fear or out of lack of innovation, lack of diversity. Makes sense? Okay. So look, again, got 3 topics for you today. Good stuff. I think I'm gonna start y'all with a little bit of a social document. Okay, some call it socio-political. I don't necessarily call it socio-political. I'll call it very social. Okay. Arkansas passes near total abortion ban as lawmakers push for Supreme Court case. All right. If you don't know, anti-abortion has been on the list of has been on a presidential debate list, but recently I don't see it as often in these debates. I don't see people asking that question. In the 90s when I was coming up, that was a main question. Was, hey, what do you want to be president? What do you say about abortion? And that could make or break you. Literally, abortion could make or break your presidential run. If you choose to comment. All right, if you know anything about politics, they run around stuff. But so what I'm seeing is that states are now being held accountable for this, not necessarily the federal government, which I believe made sense in the first place. All right, it shouldn't be the Fed shouldn't have to regulate abortion. That's way over the top. If you can imagine what the government would do on an abortion rate. Okay, you got the states do it that way. You have more choice. All right, you feel like you've been raped here, in Jersey. Okay, you can go to you can move your ass to South Carolina and be fine. All right, you don't want to have that abortion happen or something like that. Makes sense. So they signed it on Tuesday, signed into law one of the country's most restrictive abortion bans. In the Senate Bill 6, abortion will only be allowed in cases where it's necessary to save the life or preserve health of the fetus or the mother. The law does not allow any exceptions in situations of rape or incest, which is a line that anti-abortion rights activists and lawmakers have made in the past. And I know this already. But yeah, again, all right, only for the health of the mother or the baby. All right, is when abortion can happen in Arkansas. Apparently, that's what they're trying to get passed up to the feds. Okay. All right. I don't think it's very controversial to me. It's a pretty clean cut and dry thing. All right. If you want to have a baby, have it. If you don't. All right, it's not up to society. There's no pressures for you. There's no parents, mother, daughter, whoever the hell telling you what to do with it, whatever is in your body. Because at the end of the day, you are looking at yourself in the mirror, and you are the one that essentially is doing the birthing, and that did the and that had sex to get yourself pregnant. Makes sense. Um, the measures expected law to be challenged by abortion rights activists, of course. I don't get it. But Ohio, Georgia, and Alabama have also been the states to try and pass this as well. Okay? Ohio, Georgia, and Alabama. All right. Again, I don't get it. If you anti-abortion, hey, man, it really don't matter. All right. What is this, tax dollars or something that you're worried about? Like, it's not your body to say who can or can't be aborted. Just leave it up to the mothers. Don't let society do that for you. Second one here. Look, it's a scientific document here. Okay, and there were a couple documents that I was looking at that I was like, man, these look pretty good. I might go through these, but this one, I don't know. I'm on viruses. I'm on gut health. I'm on bacteria right now in biology, so I want to stick to this. Scientists identify more than 140,000 virus species in the human gut. All right. If you don't know, your body has viruses and bacteria in it. All right. Let's just be clear right now. The body itself is its own playground for pathogens and infections and things like that. But the difference is your body has a natural chemistry, biology, nerve process in which it sustains itself and even helps itself thrive. Okay, your body's not meant to be broken down and be in just shitty condition. All right, your body's meant to be in peak condition. There are signs in your body that would say, "Hey, look, we need to be at peak condition." Or whatever. All right. One arm, if you're overusing your left arm, your right arm will get weaker. You'll visually see that. And your body would tell you that because you try to lift stuff with your right arm, it won't lift. It won't lift as strong as the left one. So what it's telling you is, hey, you need strength in both of these arms because we have two of them. All right. Take that on a chemical level in your body, molecular level, cellular level, nerve level. It doesn't matter. It's all the same thing. All right. It's all the same. All right. Right now, what we're noticing is that if you don't know this as well, science, microbiologists, things like that, virologists don't know every virus in the world. All right. There's 140,000 in your gut alone. Imagine how many are in the entire globe, on the entire globe that occur. Okay. So it is important to remember that not all viruses are harmful, but represent an integral component of the gut ecosystem. It's true. All right, for one thing, most of the viruses we found have DNA as their genetic material, which is different from the pathogens most people know, like SARS or Zika or COVID, which are RNA viruses. Now, if you don't know anything about DNA, RNA, DNA are meant to adapt and evolve and keep going and keep building up and up and up. All right, it gives you the best results possible. RNA is meant to make sure that that DNA structure is solid enough to grow. All right. So if you have RNA viruses, those will be attacking the what did I call it? I call RNA the builders, the tiny builders of DNA. All right. DNA is here. It breaks apart in order to get another DNA. When it breaks apart, it has to there's letters on there, A's, T's, and I think B's or whatever, something like that. There's letters on there that need to attach to another letter to make this DNA structure solid and make sure that it's not bad. All right, RNA is there that when it separates, it will give some of the things, give some of its letters to DNA to make sure that that DNA is great. All right, if you have a virus that is RNA, then your DNA will be trading letters with a virus, which is how people get, it's how you get sick. All right, but what we're seeing here is these viruses in the body affect your bacteria in the body as well. All right. Which cause it to evolve, which cause these bacteriums to evolve inside the body, all right, and get better, not get worse. Your body's not meant to make it get worse. All right. So what these viruses do, they get in the bacteria, they may kill off some, but bacteria produces so quick, all right, that and it has DNA that these bacteria will grow and say, hey, look, when that virus comes along, we're not going to be affected by it again, or when that virus comes along, we're going to be able to manipulate it in a way that we can perform better in your body, or we can just kill it. All right. And that's a natural process that occurs with the things that you already have. This is without medication. Okay. Um, Again, what that does is it creates an adaptation. It creates a self-evolving theme for bacteria. All right. And it's similar to the world where you have humans versus natural versus a tiger. You see what I'm saying? If I'm going against a tiger with no gear, all right, I'm gonna have to evolve. I'm gonna have to adapt. I'm gonna have to constantly be trying to think and move better and dive in better and perform better in order to live. It's the same thing in the body. All right, the viruses in there are meant to create, are like the ultimate predators in there for that bacteria, where that bacteria um is manipulating, moving around, doing what it has to do to survive and get better, to better perform in your body and have you better perform. Likewise, all right. Important aspect of our work was to ensure that the reconstructed viral genomes were of the highest quality. A stringent quality control pipeline coupled with a machine learning approach enabled us to mitigate contamination and obtain highly complete viral genomes. Okay, so what this basically means is these people are recreating viruses. All right, they're studying this. I'll give you the purpose. They're studying this to recreate these, to be able to say, hey, look, we can recreate this virus that we found in you perfectly. All right. That way we can give you the proper antiviral vaccines and medications and all that other stuff. All right. High quality viral genomes pave the way to better understand what role viruses play in our gut microbiome, including the discovery of new treatments such as antimicrobials from bacteriophage origin. Okay. Same thing. Same thing. They want to put all kinds of stuff in you. All right, medications, things like that to help you get better synthetically, not naturally. All right, I don't know about that. I personally don't like it. All right, I trust in my body. I'm gonna trust that if I put whatever I need to put in my body to keep it healthy, it's gonna do the same that it needs to do. It's gonna perform fine. All right. Last, and I want to say least, but this is very I mean, I think it's funny. I think all trade wars are funny, and this is essentially a trade war. Um, Not as big because it's going against a giant, but this is political. All right, and I'll just show you how far, and I'll show you how deep politics go, and how in the pocket political mess is in the pocket of everything, the tiniest thing you can think of. All right, China says Taiwan pineapple ban is not about politics as war of words escalates. Okay, another article: Asia shoppers are buying up Taiwanese pineapples in defiance of China's ban. All right. For those that don't know, China has banned pineapple exports to or imports to. China has banned Taiwan's exports of pineapples to the country, citing that they saw bugs in it, pesticides, not pesticides, bugs and pests in those fruits. All right. True, there are bugs in fruit. Okay, but before you export it, if you don't know, they don't just pick it and they put it on a ship and then they send it. They pick it, they got to do stuff with it, clean it or whatever, and send it off in order for it to be safe to travel across wherever it travels. It doesn't affect people that are doing the traveling and things like that. So these pineapples have to be inspected before they're sent. All right. Reason why this is important is because China is a huge economic giant in Asia. I think it's the only one that is self-sufficient. Everything else is based off trades a lot with Western things like that. But China imposed a ban, and Taiwanese President Tsai Ing-wen says it is an ambush. Okay. Saying that, well, first, China is responsible for about 90% of those exports. All right, China bought just over 40,000 tons of Taiwanese pineapples last year, this 2020, accounting for over 95% of exports. All right, the council says local producers have already received orders for about 48,000 tons since China announced the ban, of which 10,000 tons are orders from overseas. All right, so again, what's happening is China is and this is with trade. Is anything that happens with the free market. This is a good and bad thing about free market. Oh, this is a bad thing about free market. Bad thing is that anyone can restrict uh, any of your resources at any point in time. You could be a place that does not have. So, for example, my house is not necessarily the richest home, but we do make great brownies. Okay, we make awesome brownies. The people in this house are used to eating the brownies. We know how to make it very cheap. So we're good with it. Those are imports. All right. The export is if another house, a richer house, wants to buy a ton of brownies from me. All right. The people in this house, probably like 4 people in here, 4 people eating brownies. All I have to do is make 8 brownies. That's it. But the next house wants 80,000 brownies from me. All right. And they'll pay me for that. And I'll do it because I know how to make it cheap and I'll charge them a little extra. All right. To get the brownies off me. That's how business is done. But with free trade, that deal is signed, and that deal is signed for about 10 something years or however many years. All right. And I am a victim. I am victim to that person's demands. All right. So if that $80,000 order wants to be canceled and they say, hey, look, I'm not taking any more of your brownies because we saw peanuts in them and we don't like peanuts. All right. We're allergic to peanuts. All right. If they want to do that, they can do that. All right. What's happening is China's doing the same thing to Taiwan. They're saying, hey, look, you have pineapples. We saw something in there. We don't want them anymore. All right. And what's also happening is other countries are supporting Taiwan. It's very important. Very important. Other Asian countries are coming out to buy and purchase these pineapples from Taiwan. Even places as far as Australia are doing the same thing. All right. Even European countries are upping their ability to buy this. All right. The reason why this ban is important is because China is a powerhouse. It's trying to gain control. It knows the power, the economic power it has. It's trying to gain control over the countries that are close to it. Taiwan is close to it. China is right next to it. I believe north. Okay. Um, Again, if I'm the main buyer of all your exports and I stop buying it, I'm expecting your country to fall. All right. And I'm expecting that you're gonna say that you need me more than I need you, basically. Okay. The other half of that coin, which I think may be a little more clever, but I tend to give people more um uh give people more credit than they're used to. All right. The other side of it is it's like a parent. It's like a father or a mother who goes to a child and is like, hey, look, man, you got to go out on your own. All right, we've been supporting you for this long. You go out on your own. Let's see if you can make money on your own by yourself. All right. So China's been buying and responsible for all these exports and things like that. They want to put a ban on the country, on Taiwan, to see if it is able to sustain itself. Possibly for an entire Asian unison, economic unison, and saying, look, all of these countries in the Asian region are developed now. We're all solid and self-sufficient, so we can unite in a way that doesn't have to because we don't have money to argue over. We all have bread, so we don't have to argue over anything. All right, we can all support each other. It's a big move. It's a huge move, actually, if they plan to do that. That'll make all of the Eastern region, Southeast Asia, Eastern Asia Pacific, be very united, be a whole front. But hey, That's giving them a lot of credit. All right. China has a history of using its enormous market to help achieve its policy goals. It imposed the curbs of Australian coal, wine, beef, and lobster as relations deteriorated with Canberra. That's a place in Australia. Canberra is a city. Beijing has also used its huge masses of tourists as a political tool to indicate its displeasure, barring them from traveling to South Korea, the Philippines, and Taiwan at various times over the past decade. Again, tourism is a huge revenue stream for some countries. Okay, so China's like, look, no tourism to South Korea, the Philippines, or anything like that, out of whatever beef that they may have, political beef. All right, this is how deep politics can go. Taiwan exported just over 1 billion of food and agricultural products to China last year, with liquor and pastries the largest categories in terms of value, ahead of pineapples, feathers and down, and custard apples. Okay. Manager of the King of Golden Fruit says, hey, Yao Mate said he didn't see any bug issues in the pineapples. I never see any pests in the Taiwanese pineapples. All right. It's a trade war. All right. Case in point. All right. We're just going to recap real quick. Hey, look, Arkansas. Y'all passing the bill. All right. I mean, I'll take that. All right. I'll take that. If a person is raped and they have a child, hey, the action of you being raped may have caused the child, but shit, I don't really know what to say about that. But you know, that and the child are two different things, I guess. You can always put up for adoption. You can always shit. Sometimes I've seen children, babies be born and entire families come together just off the strength of a baby. I don't get it. All right, I don't quite understand that. But hey, you can have the most hated people that hate each other so much, and they have a baby, and that baby can bring them together just off the strength of a child. All right, incest. You'll find out with the baby. You'll find out if you know anything about genetics. You'll find out how that goes, how your baby comes out, and what defects or other genetics may be good and bad in that child because of your mixture of the same DNA. All right. Mendelian genetics. All right, we're looking at recessive and dominant genes. Okay, I'm not mad at this at all. All right. Second, scientists identified 140,000 virus species in the human gut. Look, it's important. Again, it's important to know that you carry viruses in your body already. All right. So those that are actively trying to sanitize themselves and throw themselves into vacuum sealed homes or something like that, whatever it is, all right, to prevent themselves from getting a virus, all right, those, you already have some, all right, you already have them, like apparently 140,000 of them, all right, these are different species, not just the same one, these are different species, so your body is made up of all these things, okay, it is important to know that your body is also homogeneous, meaning that it's going to maintain itself. Those viruses are there for a purpose. The bacteria are there for a purpose. Don't try to take things out of your body that's already there. It's meant to be there. You see what I'm saying? It's meant to do what it's supposed to do. All right. All right. Last and certainly least, recap. Hey, China. Look, keep doing your thing. It may seem harsh, but at the same time, instead of you depending on China and saying that, look, you can now buy, you have to buy 50,000 tons of pineapples from me. It's absurd. All right, because if China has a chemical outbreak, all right, and these pineapples that they just exported gets messed up because China's environment is messed up, everybody's gonna die. All right, everybody's gonna get sick. You see what I'm saying? Taiwan, what's good, again, the good thing is that we know that people are looking at this, whether through news or whether just through basic interest of Taiwan, or basic hate of China, or vice versa. They're looking at this and they're saying, hey, we have to support this country. All right. And that's very good to see. All right. Taiwan was a former Japanese territory. So I don't know, maybe it's some sort of a unison there. All right. But again, it's good for them because it helps them grow and helps them get some little bit of sovereignty. All right. All right. We're going to end with a little something I always like to do. All right. A little bit of rest and relaxation. You heard? All right. Snares hitting kind of hard. All right. I know snares hitting kind of hard on this one, but you can still relax to this. All right. Inhale. Exhale. All right. And relax. Very funky beat. Sorry. It's a good beat. Master Ace. Again, Good Old Love. Produced by Knife Wonder. Alright, you can hear the sample. Peace, love, use your head for more than a hat rack.